Alright, I've been stalling.
I don't know if there are other species of tree that have these properties either. Lore and legends passed down from generation to generation through stories tend to be misconstrued and specifics changed by the time they make it to print. What I do know is that the ash of a white ash tree does harm them, seriously. A branch of the desert sage bush, or creosote bush wards against them. Silver drives them away, and light blinds them. I am sure there are other trees that are just as effective. Mesquite may be one now that I think about it. Maybe desert ironwood due to its strength and resilience. But white ash. It just works.
Wendigos are a northeast thing. Does Illinois count? I live there, and I'm wondering what it would take to get myself prepared and in the business for this kind of thing.
I would say that anything up to the Mississippi would be Wendigo territory. They are fairly rare, but highly aggressive and dangerous. So be cautious. If you're going to attempt to hunt Wendigos, treat very carefully. They are much harder to deal with than skinwalkers due to their resilience and vanishing ritual. Work with local medicine men or women. If you even have any near you.
How do I become skinwalker?
Go talk to a shaman, they'll tell you to fuck off in far more fun ways than I can. Hello X. I have lurked here, and on 4chan in general for a while now, and I have read many scary and disturbing stories from you guys. Well, I think that it is high time that I share my own story with X. I don't really give a rat's ass whether you believe me or not, I'm just recounting to you a nightmarish experience that me and my friends had. Here we go. Be me. American, early 20s. About
Oh, I use the nickname. that's not what I'm looking at. This is fucking gay. Like, where the fuck? Just tell me, yo. I'm asking very specific questions. Well, there's a lot of, it's very fond of hadrosaurs and ceratopsians. Literally, pretty much about everything. So it's just like a giant combination. This is just giving me a huge fucking list of all the dinosaurs that exist. If I say Spinosaurus, I know it's bullshitting. Literally, no one is fucking telling me, and it's fucking pissing me off. Like, literally, is no one's helping me, and it's really annoying. How do I remove that shit from the top of my screen? Is this where I... Oh, shit, a T-Rex. Cool. Let's see what happens when I come at it. Oh, it's gonna kill something. Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah, this is where the beach is, and usually where I kind of hang out when I was at Dakota Raptor. Before, like, it Got tons of like additions and updates. I just fucking congregated here because that's usually where Rex is. I guess they started spawning everywhere since this update, which I'm kind of happy about. So I did kind of spawn here, next, or close to dead bodies. I'm not gonna say that's confirmation. It is still kind of close, but kind of far. That's a little bit of back he is. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of happy when Trike was added, because I felt like the game was kind of like in a dead state, and it definitely needed this flush of new life and all that. So it's like, hopefully this is kind of like its revival point. So hopefully like donations and faster development is going on forward. Or at least like some people coming back, possibly even re-buying the game, and hopefully the game goes somewhere. Yeah, it isn't. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't know how to explain it thoroughly. can't spell region for some reason. What the fuck was its name? Holy fuck, I said that. I am so fucking bad. Boot. I'm so fucking bad. I cannot communicate efficiently with the Saurian community. I cannot. Just not my community. Like, I think they take it a little too literally. Oh, cool, another fucking Rex. Oh, so they are, like, living here now. They're just chilling. Oh, with a Trike herd, too? Oh, he doesn't fight back. Why is it so long? Yeah, I get that. Holy I'm mad. I can't. To live. I'm mad. I can't even fucking grammar right because this fucker can't read. I'm mad. Now it comes off as I'm being an asshole on purpose. I can't win. Honestly, it's becoming more of like a drama of me typing on Discord rather than me playing the game, and now it's fucking boring video. That's cringe. I'm mad. Honestly, fuck it. I'm just gonna remove it, to be honest. I'm removing that fucking thing because he's like, what? That's where it is. It's just everywhere. That's, like, I said the question that I'm trying to get across. And he's purposely just fucking ignoring it. And going on some fucking rant. And it pisses me off. And I wonder if I could kill Tylosaurus. That's my question. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna test it out. Or unless he just insta-kills you. Oh yeah, they definitely changed this stuff. Like there's no trees, they're just pure sand. Oh, a Denverosaurus again. let's just save right here. Trike. What? I'm not sure, but I think I saw like some sort of like glimpse of a Rex. Oh, I guess just imagination. Turtle! Far away from the water. I would go on my own research, but you know, video, and I want to play this game, then eventually play something else. I was planning to do some Minecraft dinosaur mod videos. Two more Denver swords. This game, like this area is just full of life. And more flat in life too, so like you can see shit, and you don't have to worry about like losing frames from all the grass. Did I kill him? Where I see something big over there. In between the trees. I think it might be an Allosaurus. There's two of them, I think. Yeah, there's a three Allosaurus. Yeah, those are. Well, for like a washed out pilot's body. What's that? What's this one? Oh. At least they added shape to the water, like looking through a little bit. Bro, my camera eventually goes underwater completely and pisses me off. Oh, they didn't protect it much. That's stupid. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh shit, I could see him. Oh, he makes the little water effect. Now I know when to run away. Alright, I should probably try to... Yeah, I'm not trying to run back. Oh, it's insta-kill. Well, now we know what happens.
The older ones tend carry the leftover ash with you, you will need it. It's also smart to keep wards as well. A simple dream catcher can help protect you if made by an actual shaman. Medicine bags help quite a bit too. Just about anything the tribe you're dealing with uses to keep away evil spirits will help. Now, once you down a skinwalker or wendigo, you need to consecrate the body. It helps knowing a bit of the lore of the tribes in your area. Learn how the shaman or medicine women of the tribe send off the dead. Or better yet, have a shaman or medicine woman with you and learn the rituals and get good at performing them flawlessly. Doing the wrong thing will result in unwanted results. Once the ritual is complete, cover the body in the ash you saved, and then burn it. The fire will burn green and the body will shriek and scream. This is normal. Let it do its thing. Render it to ash, which shouldn't take long. The ritual, being what it is, weakens the evil spirit and the consecration removes it from the world. This next step is important. Bury the remains. Do not leave the ash of the creature on the surface. Failure to bury it will result in that spirit returning and searching for a new host. Do not leave the ash without burying it. Take this from someone who works with a local tribe to deal with skinwalkers. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but if you do, just take my advice.
Got any stories?
Nothing especially exciting. It still gets spoopy as fuck at night, especially when you're at 9,000 feet in the Sierras and start to smell the smell. Most of the time, we work without verbal communication. Typical hand signals suffice. Since they can mimic speech, albeit poorly, you have to take precaution when working in groups. I learned that lesson hard on my first trip. Also got not worried about, but thankfully I had a seasoned mono Indian hunter with me. Be me. Be new to the craft. Working on the western side of the Sierras in the Oak foothills near one of the ranch areas. Spook nigger causing enough problems for one of the tribes that they decide being quiet about it wasn't enough. Q long, 5-hour trek through the tick-infested, poison oak-filled live oak woodland with mono Indian hunter. At about 4 in the morning do a stupid and lose track of my teammate in a thicket. Do another stupid by calling out to him rather than using tree knocks. Hey hunter, where'd you go? The smell immediately starts to waft around me. The smell of copper and death. Pungent and putrid. Oh shit. SHP. Hey hunter, go where you, on what seems like continuous loop. Sound feels like it's right behind me with the stench getting stronger. In partial panic mode, not ready for it. Hunting partner storms into the thicket and turns on his weapon light, lighting up the monster. Got my first look at what we hunt in the form of a 7-foot-tall grotesque creature with long claws. Its bones shone through its pale skin and its head was that of a coyote, but larger. Spook shirked at the light and retreated. Hunter started campfire and we waited out the rest of the night on high alert. I got a very good lesson the next morning on not being an idiot. They hunt those who are alone and afraid. They listen more than watch, and crashing through the brush and speaking out loud is a great way to end up dead and flayed in the forest.
Can we get some proofs?
Sorry bub, aside from telling stories that may or may not be lies on the internet, I can't speak on specifics. I know that you guys know about these creatures. But point of the matter is that tribes, especially those who own casinos, don't want people to know about what lurks in the woods on res land. Skinwalkers are probably the worst though. Most cunning and dangerous. I can show you my kit though. Here's my 4570 I prefer to take with me. You treat the ammo right before you set out. Burn the white ash in ritual, pray to the good spirits of the tribe, treat your ammo, and go. I got another one that is more amusing than routine. While working with an Apache and Navajo hunters in eastern Arizona, reports of a spooper came in from an Apache res near the Arizona-New Mexico border. No reports of dead livestock, or missing persons. Yet, so I geared up for the drive out there. Met with my Apache and Navajo contacts. While they are separate nations, and have a history of bad blood, they are more willing to work with each other on cases like this. Apaches see skinwalkers as bad spirits who are the embodiment of evil. Navajo see them as neutral spirits at worst. Drive out to area of reports having to be very mindful of private land. Bad for business to been seen killing a spook on someone's ranch. Idea is to flush it onto res land and away from prying eyes. 3 hours into fourth night in the area when we finally catch a break. Find what seems like ritual site with hawk feathers, bones, and the head of a big trophy buck mule deer. Disappointment.ogg. Note that a ritual site is odd for a skinwalker, but not uncommon for older, wiser spirits. Ear crashing through undergrowth of the forest behind us. Break rule of no speaking and yell out, damn thing blindsided us. We all level our rifles on the sound when a naked native man bursts through the trees and immediately starts trying to give us mushrooms. Completely ignoring the fact that 3 big bore rifles are trained on his chest, he says, "Hey white stag, do you want some of these?" Start to put 2 and 2 together and realize that this Apache man, dirty and naked standing before me, had probably bought a fuck ton of shrooms with his casino dividends and ran off into the forest thinking he was some sort of forest creature. That what was spotted in the forest was not a skinwalker, but one dude high as fucking balls prancing around, naked and dirty for the past week and a half. The hunters and I had a good laugh about it.
So these things are real?
Unfortunately. A history of violence and hatred between tribes for thousands of years has really done a number that even today we deal with them. Curses ain't no joke. Especially those who have physical manifestations.
Okay. So you said you use the ash to make a paste then paint your ammo. How durable is that paste? Will chambering the round scratch it off? Also, what if you are a religious person and can't pray to other gods? In before Christ cuck.
The ash does come off, but not enough to completely remove it. I am sure that repeated cycling will remove it after a while. But since I treat my ammo immediately prior to a hunt, it's not an issue for me. Anything I bring back, I clean. As for your second question, no matter your religious affiliation, a healthy respect for the gods and or spirits of another is important. I consider myself Christian, but I also understand that spirits inhabit our world. I am thankful for any good spirit or God that is willing to help watch over me and keep me safe. I am sure God understand, especially considering my line of work. My personal feels are that it's no different if I am hunting skinwalkers, jinn, werewolves, or other horrible beasties. If I respect the culture and beliefs of those who host me so that I may make the lives of the everyman easier, then am I not helping God by ridding the world of evil?
When you pray, do you pray to God thanking Him for having the spirits protect you, or do you pray to the spirits themselves?
I start out by praying to God for His guidance and help with my task, and then to the spirits for their guidance and help. It hasn't seemed to bite me in the ass yet.
I'd love to see more of that sexy long rifle. My God, that thing is a beauty. I see that you've recently finished it. I need no proof. It's all good. Are you planning on bringing the long rifle on a skinwalker hunt one day? How about some more stories instead? Or maybe some tips or tricks for your first encounter?
Take a muzzle loader that slings 50 caliber round ball on a spookster hunt? Hell no. Follow-ups are often necessary. It's a toy plain and true. Sometimes I just load powder charges and shoot them off just for giggles. Black powder is neat as fuck. Tips and tricks? Don't be afraid, don't panic, don't speak unnecessarily, and don't get separated from your group if you're in one. Like I said, these things listen more than they watch, and they will prey first on those who are alone, afraid, panicked, and making the most noise. The best advice I can give is to prepare yourself both physically and mentally. A good understanding of how to track in the woods also helps. You have to understand how dangerous these things are and how easily you can be lured to your death. Having faith, no matter what kind of faith it is, goes a long way to help keep your resolve. Many tribes put a strong faith on invincibility. Most hunters I work with believe to their core that the spirits will protect them and that no evil spirit can do them harm. It's a bit harder of a concept for those of other faiths, but believe it or not, I've seen those beasts stop in their tracks at the sight of a hunter that shows no fear. Personally, I go into my solo hunts with a belief that it could be my last. I don't fear the outcome because I understand the danger of what I do. In a sense, it is my form of bravery in the shadow of evil because I know the service I perform saves the lives of good people. So far, I have not had one get close enough to me to cause me harm. Though I have, on several occasions, come up against the same spirit multiple times. I can't find an opportunity to bring it down, and it can't find a weakness in my resolve. though I think we've finally come to an understanding. Sometimes the older spirits can be reasoned with. I could tell that story if you like. So, like I said previously, not all skinwalkers are inherently evil. To the Navajo in particular, they can be good spirits or at worst neutral spirits. Shaman would purposely undergo the change into a skinwalker. They would do so to protect their specific tribe, or be guardians, or against the enemies of the tribe. I encountered one I believe fell into this category, and I met it on more than one occasion. Be me on a hunt in southeastern Utah, near Four Corners, where most of my out of the Sierras calls are. Per report, the Ute tribe had some missing livestock, and a skinwalker-like being was spotted. Pack up shit and make drive out there to solo hunt the edge of Ute res land. Nothing for 5 nights. 6th night, gonna call it the next day, when I finally encounter the skinwalker. Beast moved fast, faster than I could track, but it never even attempted an attack. Beast seemed to be trying to scare me off, but I knew better than to attempt to run. Stood my ground till morning, when it finally moved off into the brush. Next night, same charade. It circled my position with no clean shot, but never attacked. 3rd night I laid out a ward of ash just a bit farther out from where it was circling the last 2 nights. This of course was my supply for cremation. So, I knew this trip was a bust at this point. Sat and waited for it to show up. On cue it appeared at the edge of the ward. I kept my rifle on my back and just watched, and listened. After an hour of circling, it finally stopped and stared at me. In a contorted and painful voice, it demanded that I leave and never return, or face death. Asked if I could have safe passage out. It nodded a yes. Left the area with no kill. I did some research after I got home. I keep a fairly extensive library of lore and tales from many of the tribes in the West. There was a legend of a Navajo medicine man who gave his spirit to protect his tribe from attacking Apache warbands. He became a guardian spirit for the valley his tribe inhabited. He apparently took his work very seriously. I got a call a few days after I got home regarding the livestock. Turns out a large coyote pack had moved into the area. So I figured the old spirit of the Four Corners posed no threat and wanted to cause no harm. I wouldn't camp there as an Apache though. It's not for the faint of heart or the weak of will. Loving guns is great, and enjoying the forest is awesome. But you have to have a certain drive to want to do it. It's hard for me to say what to do since I kinda fell into it. I had a spookster killing shit just off my property and I got fed up. I ended up not killing it and almost becoming something not to worry about in the process. So, I started to research them. Legend and lore led me to more legend and lore. I built a respectable library of it all. Which led me to finding a hunter willing to teach me. Which led to my first real hunt that again, almost got me killed. Honestly, the hunters are secretive. Like I said, the tribes don't want anyone to know that Wendigos and skinwalkers actually exist. It's bad for business. If you want to get into the business, you have to really seek it out for yourself.
Will these things follow people? I don't know how to describe the similar phenomena we have in the rural deep south. They go by a lot of names and my buddy asked me about them and I told him never to invoke their name after dark, and he did it for a goof. He lived about 2 hours away but called me multiple times at all hours claiming that this thing was stalking his farm and watching him from the wood line. I told him to make some sort of peace offering, which he did, and thereafter it supposedly left him alone.
As far as I know, they don't leave a home range. From everything I've read and been told, they are generally bound to an area by a curse or powerful ritual. Names never play into it either. They become the spirit, no longer bound to a human name, but to a description.